Coach Self's got a great team. That's a fast team. That's a skilled team, powerful team. They can get you a lot of ways. And I was really proud of our guys. The second half, I thought we showed some toughness, some resiliency, and to just claw back in to make it at least uneasy for them. And I thought we played our style and kind of did the things we had to do to be a successful team in the second half. With that, any questions?
A lot of times they'll hit teams with a big swell, a big run.
You mean like the entire first half?
Well, right. It seemed like it was kind of incremental against you guys today.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. You guys are out there. How'd that first half feel, basically?
Yeah, it was rough. Tough environment to come into, the crowds, nothing like we've seen before. But I think they're good at what they do. They pressure you full court every time you take it out, and they're relentless. It's tough.
I feel like they came out with a pretty good attitude, but we sort of locked in on it. We started figuring some stuff out and better ways to guard them, and then we just started doing better things offensively, and we just started to get in the flow and play our game.
Yeah, there's no doubt we didn't take much away from them for a long time. I thought the last 10 possessions, with the exception of the last possession, were pretty good for us until we gave up Devontae Graham's three-pointer right at the buzzer. That was a play that we're supposed to smother and make him bounce it, and we just gave him a little bit of space, and he'll make you pay. And so their ability in transition to hurt you, and then they've got athleticism. Because they can spread you out, and then of course he's got his patented high-low, and that's probably not where he wants it, I'm guessing, because that's what I'm guessing. He'll probably tell you the same. And so I thought that once we could kind of get things under control and at least transition under control, we were going to be okay.
Tim, they shot 60% from the field. I mean, was that more just them making shots, or
they shot 59.6? Okay. With their effective field goal percentage, it was way better than that. But I think they're as good a team as we've seen. I think we've seen some pretty good teams, but they're clearly a cut above, I think, anybody we've seen. Their guards are really terrific. They're athletic on the wings, and when you add that athleticism transition, and then I don't know the kid's name, but number 10 was really, I thought, the backbreaker in the first half. He just made every open look. And I kept thinking, that one's not going in, and it looks short, and it just bottoms out in the back of the net, and you have to commend them. He's really, I think, kind of a guy that breaks your heart. You think you got everybody else covered, and then somebody tell me his name so I can at least give him that guy. Yeah. And that guy hurts you.
When you were at Colorado State and you played them, how different are they?
Well, didn't they have the Morris twins?
Yeah.
So they just brutalized us inside the high-low, and I didn't think their perimeter game was that good. They just had a few guys that could throw in some threes. And I don't mean that derogatory, but these guys, they've got elite athleticism on the wing with Jackson, who can play a couple of positions. You've got guards those three guards together collectively are an unbelievable collection of guards, and then you've got enough inside, and we didn't see one of their guys inside, but they've got enough inside, I think, to hurt you. That team is it's just hard to get them under control.
In terms of their current style of play, are there any teams in the Big Ten that have a similar style of play to them?
Well, Indiana, I would say, is the one team. I guess they already played, didn't they? Indiana jumps out at me, and then with the old team we were talking about from CSU with the Morris twins, it's like Purdue. Purdue's got just enough outside. They're making threes, and they're phenomenal with their size and their physicality inside.
For any of you guys, you're kind of through the meat grinder portion of this non-conference scheduling, and you kind of look at this as time to go back home, regroup, and kind of gear for Big Ten play?
I take that.
Yeah, definitely. We came a lot with. We got a lot of experience out of these couple of tough games. I think it's a huge learning curve for the young guys, especially because we're a young team and we play a lot of young guys. I'm up there with 4 sophomores to start the game, and they're playing like they're seniors, I think, and they've come a long way from the summer. So I mean, I think it's good for us that we had such a tough schedule, and I think we'll be looking good going into conference play.
I'm excited going into conference play because just as Ty said, you know, with the teams we've been competing with thus far, like going into conference play, we could just build off that, and it just makes our team look that much better as we play.
Yeah, I'm excited to go against Gardner-Webb and Southern and then conference play. So, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach, this live up to what you expected coming into here?
Yeah, it was, you know, I remember writing down on the board, I believe in these guys, and because nobody could hear me or anything, you know, it's a pretty cool opening, and when they get going, I like the jab at Nebraska, the little cowboy movie thing. It was funny for Kansas folks. I got to defend us, right? You expect no less. But I thought it was a great environment. It was a good experience for our guys. That's why I wanted them here.
Coach, you ran out a little different lineup to start the second half. What was kind of the thought process behind that?
We're going to play our toughest guys. I got 2 of them with me and 3 of them in the locker room. And that's it. I mean, we can play some odd lineups. I don't care. But, I mean, we just don't have enough, you know, weaponry, you know, right now with our outside shooting. When some of those guys, when Glenn gets a little more comfortable, yeah, like you watch Glenn against Dayton and UCLA, and he looks like an all-conference player. And then the last 2 games, he struggles. A little bigger, stronger guys maybe get to him, and he's learning a lot. And as he's more consistent, guys like that, we're going to be better and better. But I just thought tonight the only way we're going to even make this a ball game is just to, you know, make it a fist fight. And I think we went in there all night. I think they blocked 11 of them. We missed about 11 of them. But at least we were at the rim and we were in the paint. And we weren't going to back down. And I was proud of our guys for that.
Coach, you kind of mentioned their inside presence. I'm just curious, number 33 for them, Landon Lucas, is
5 for 5.
You know, he's been recovering from a couple injuries. I'm just curious, did you see anything from him today that maybe you wouldn't see on film?
You know, everybody, you know, first of all, these guys are fast on tape, which is always scary because nobody's faster. I mean, and everybody looks awful on tape. You know, when we show these guys tape, everybody feels bad because it feels so different in person. So we knew they were going to be athletic and fast, and I thought he did a lot of good things just finding his way. They need him. There's no doubt they need him. And I think he's got a chance, and Big Ike is a load too. You know, he just does enough. But you know, one of our guys just said, "Coach, I'm just going to foul him," which is what he did the whole night. But you know, but I think that Landon is can be a go-to guy for them.
But I think Jordy took a big step forward in this game.
You know, we finally got somebody equal size. He didn't have to guard a 4-man or whatever like we've seen on some of these guys, and you know, and he still made, you know, like he broke free, Ty hits him, and you know, he tries to dunk it and, you know, misses it, and you're like, ugh, you know, and but yeah, I mean, he showed he can compete, you know, with high level competition. And then when I think as we get Isaiah Roby up to speed and he quits beating himself up, you know, Isaiah is harder on himself than he is anybody. And as we get those guys going, those 2 guys can help us too.